Hello? Hello? Oh, I don't have the webcam on. Let's see if the old webcam is still working. Let me try. Maybe we're lucky and today it works. Because sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It's a bit random. I still didn't understand exactly why or when it works. If it's a full moon or if it's another rule. Should I buy a new one? Wow. It didn't even click. It didn't even say bling blong. Nah? It didn't. Oh my god. No, I think the old webcam is officially dead. Nah. I think the old webcam is officially dead. Really? I mean, I can use the new one, but it is really dead. It is, huh? The funny thing is that he gets the wait. Wait. He did a bling bling bling. If he does bling bling bling, there is a chance. Hello, Hula. If he does bling bling bling, no, it's bling bling bling, but not bling enough. Holy. Okay, the message is no. Okay, GG. I'm using the other one. Okay. Fine. I guess I need to buy a new one. You may say, why new one? Yeah, because one I'm using for one PC, another for another PC. I mean, it's a bit of a let's see if we can do it this way with a new one. With the new. Yes, this one works, you say? I will buy a new one. A new. Or I can always use this one, it's fine as well. Okay, I'm ready, boys. Sorry for the delay. Meanwhile, you managed to connect. Hello. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another stream of Plane Shift. The only MMO in existence that is on Unreal Engine 5.1.1. Yay! We can say that, right? We can say that we are the only MMO on Unreal Engine 5.1.1. Worldwide, everywhere, universe-wide. I think it's true. I think it is. Hey, the only one. Hey, yes, Hula, because it's been released 20 days ago. Do you think there is anyone that made an MMO in 20 days? I don't think so. I think it's very unlikely that they made an MMO in 20 days. So, if you don't know, we are on Unreal Engine 5.1. Look at that. Look at this shiny thingy. Sorry. I have a bit of a cough for whatever reason. Let me see if someone is commenting the release. Who commented the release? Great, thank you very much. For testing on Linux, shall I use the default configuration or continue to use blah blah blah? Will have embed delete all config completely. I cleaned out the old configuration directory stack with defined one blah blah blah. Default is epic. It gives me 10 to 11 FPS and go on to because we're moving viewing direction in left clicks, mouse, guns. For now, there will be a lowest quality just. This is very strange. So he's saying that he has a very low FPS, huh? So this guy is saying that he has fairly low FPS. Strange though, because we tested it in other Linux systems and it was okay, right? I would say you should test it again. After should test it again after Oh my god. Should test it again after the next release where we are changing lights. There are a number of lights set as dynamic due to the issue mentioned in the release notes, and this can be the root cause. Even if we tested it on different Linux systems, and result seems to be fine. So we can say, wait, we can say anyway lights. Anyway, I already have a fix. Anyway, I already have a fix for the lights, and will be part of the next update. What is the hardware of this guy? Is with Radeon graphics. Ah, on a ThinkPad. It's on a laptop. Yeah, but it's in a laptop with Ryzen 7, so it should be okay. That's very strange, huh? Yeah, okay, the lights is something we need to... Okay, but anyway, fine. So what we're going to work tonight, we are working on musical instruments, okay? So we're going to work on musical instruments. And where are we? Well, the last time we were on ah yes, we were here. Yes, I think I need to change the let me just think about it. So we have the base 64 translation, right? And that base 64 translation needs to go as a uint, right? So I think that the string to byte is probably fine if we... because I will have to send back... long range perception. Item get musical sheet. PS control receive play musical sheet. So this is good. The problem is that musical sheet, I think we have it encoded, no? Musical sheet, get musical sheet. decode, decode. No, we have it. We have it already in uint_array. So actually, this is our guy. This is our guy. So we will send it as a uint_array, right? Because when we load, I'm thinking when we load it on the client side, do we need in which format, right? In which format do we need it? In which format we need? I have to check in which format we need it. So I need to look at the old project and see. Hello, Fergus. And see what are we using there. So I think it was called MIDI project, huh? I don't understand why he's always saying that. What? MIDI project. Why is not? MIDI project, MIDI project, MIDI project, MIDI project, MIDI project U5. What the? We launched it yesterday, 2 days ago. It was not switched to 5.1. Bah. Mysteries. Hello, Fannar. Hey. Welcome. I'm doing my thing with this game. What are you doing? Test map. Oh yeah, is this one, 100% is this one, yes. So the question is, when we receive the wait, yes. So we need to actually start the processor, Here is where it's not that easy, because we have the load of the media asset in the processor component. We have the bind. To the tempo event, but then we have the start of the MIDI processor component. So now the problem is that, should I do it in blueprints or should I do it in C++? Because I mean, for sure we have to go client side, right? The question is, should we go client side with so this receive play musical sheet, right? This one is an implementable event in player controller, I guess. Ah, no, is a client function. Okay, it's a client function. So I was already thinking to do it. Yeah, client side, huh? So in theory here, I should take this string no, I should take the uint, huh? I think this one should be a uint8 array. I think so. Because we want it in the same format. So I have to send what? Our uint array, huh? So basically here we parse the song, we know that we can play it, and now we are sending it to the client to play. Okay, we are sending it to the client to play. And so now here I basically need to do the same thing that we do in the same thing that we do here. Something like this. So we load it again on the client side. Yeah, the problem is that we are loading this song server and client all the time, but I don't think we have a way out of this. I think the only way is to load it both sides, because so here we like this, it should be loaded properly. Now the issue I have is that this component, so in the blueprint we were doing, so this load asset basically corresponds to this load from array. It's basically doing the same. It's a different function, but it's doing the same. Just watching you struggle getting things to work. Yes, which is easier. I think now Unreal have a new free of the month. Ah, the free of the month. You think or you checked, Hula? You think or you checked? Go and check and let me know. This client side. So load from array, right? So now the problem is that we need to start the MIDI processor component. And basically that MIDI processor component will start to beat I don't think we care about the tempo event. I think we care only about the start, right? So can I say start? Or should I stay on start? No, start. Start MIDI playback. Start MIDI playback. Background false, use game time false. So this should be false true, because that is how we add it. how we had it here, right? Now my problem is that after this start, the MIDI processor will we start to generate events, right? And on blueprint, in the blueprints, we had this function, this on MIDI event MIDI, but I have no idea how to have the same function in C++. I have zero idea, because or I have to bind. I think I have to bind because I don't know how to get this on MIDI event. This on MIDI event is generated by this processor 100%, but I don't know. Looks to have 4 new items free. I mean 4 new for March. I have, but I don't know what they gave last month. Oh my god, you want me to waste my time? I think it's not today, but let's see. Okay. If it says new, it gives a clue. No, it's not yet. I told you. It's the first Tuesday or Thursday of the month, so it's tomorrow or Thursday. It's not Monday. It's not. Okay, so MIDI processor. Set listener, update dispatch. Process. Okay, but you see that here we don't have that. Which is kind of weird. I always forget this thing. I think it's this MIDI event broadcast. MIDI component. Yeah, I think it's that. So how do I catch this broadcast, boys? I have to subscribe, I guess, right? I have to subscribe to this event. How do I subscribe to an event in C++ and not in Blueprints? Because I always did it in Blueprints, I think. Because this broadcast is this declare multidynamic multicast delegate. By the way, why is multicast? We are already multicasting. FF MIDI event. On MIDI event broadcast. I mean, I could add a line here, but that would be so bad. So bad design. So we need to catch... I want to know how to bind. I want to know how to bind to that thingy. I want to know how to bind. Bind dynamic. Okay. Okay. User object function name. There's no example, obviously. Huh? Would have been too nice to have an example. Hello! Who joined? Let me see. Hello, Shai Fulganteng. Shai Fulganteng. Hi. Hey, thank you for the subscription on YouTube and welcome. If you have any questions of any kind, please don't be shy. I found a solution to publish solution for people suffering similar problem. You can simply bind the delegate using add function instead of add dynamic. On unique and init add event to bind. Declare dynamic multicast delegate f init event dispatcher. Because bah. So in theory, I cannot add dynamic on this one, huh? But in theory is the same as this, right? Bind event on tempo event, because I think tempo event is probably the same thing, no? No, tempo event. Tempo event. It should be the same though, it should be the same. So I have my I have my component, right, which is this one, and I want to bind it to, but I cannot. It says saying bind the delegate. So it's not really. Bind the dynamic. Helper macro to bind a UObject instance and a member U function to a dynamic delegate. Okay, but user object, I mean, is me. I mean, user object will be this, I think. Internal bind dynamic user object function name static function name text. I'm super confused because okay, I can bind dynamic, but in theory I should bind dynamic this component, right? Is this component that I want to bind dynamic, and the problem is that this component bind dynamic doesn't exist. You see, there is an exec bind delegate, which is actually something internal. So I don't understand. I don't know why they don't put examples in the documentation. It's so strange. I have a question. How many years have you been programming for? My whole life. So I don't know, 30 plus, 40 plus, I don't know. Forever. I mean, I've always been doing. I've been doing also other stuff in the meantime, but on and off, I've been programming a lot. Declare multicast delegate on F delegate class blueprint RPG effect. Okay, and now the usage. Okay, on alt change item bind dynamic. Yeah, exactly. Why bind dynamic is not working for me? Function I bind. Found a good example. So here is declaring this delegate. Okay, ftest delegate. And this is ftest delegate. So this is already done, okay? Because this is part of our MIDI controller declaration. So this piece we have. Now the problem is if you want to add a function to it, you need to call add dynamic on the delegate. F test delegate on test delegate. So it's using this on the because it's the delegate. Wait. I think I start to understand. Wait. So I need to use this delegate. What was it? Was this F mid event. F mid event. No, but F mid event. F test delegate. F test delegate. F mid event. On mid event. Okay, but I don't understand it. So I don't understand it, boys. I mean, we are declaring the delegate inside mini component, right? And then we are declaring this thing on MIDI event, right? Now how do I cannot get on MIDI event. I mean, my idea was to do something like this, okay? So do like on MIDI event, add dynamic, this. I'm super confused. Because actually this delegate is already on player controller, right? Is already on player controller. So I want to bind another object, right? I want to bind another object. Yes, is this. Wait, is this. How do I subscribe to on delegate from a different C++ actor? Exactly. Bro, but okay. Hey, you see, he's doing C on move. Exactly. But I cannot do on move position. Exactly. That is what I was thinking. But exactly. But it is protected. If it is protected, bro, I don't know how to do it, huh? I move it out of protected. I move it out of protected because if I can move it out of protected, now no. What? Why not? Exactly. And no. Should be add dynamic, but add dynamic is not. It's not available. Hmm. I mean, I don't understand if I have to do it the opposite way. So if I have to bind... if I have to bind from... But I don't want to. I really don't want to. I want to bind from my objects because here I have my load component, right? I have my load component. So why should I buy? Why should I? It doesn't make any sense. Why this thing doesn't have add dynamic, by the way? This only has add internal dynamic. Why only has this too? It seems that the solution is here, but I don't understand it. So let me just summarize it, okay? So we have our player controller, right? We have our player controller, and we have our MIDI component, right? Now, MIDI component is able to broadcast a specific event, right? So MIDI component has an on MIDI event that it can actually broadcast. So as a player controller, I want to subscribe to that on MIDI event, right? I want to subscribe. So whenever that MIDI event is getting called, I am notified, right? So why I cannot do this? Why I cannot do this? Hey, the declaration. Hello, Vacui. Does everything compile? I mean, yes, because this is a plugin. This MIDI processor is a plugin, so it works for sure. It already compiles. The only piece that I added is these 2 lines. So everything. I mean, if you really want, I can click on compile, but I have the thing open. But it compiles, yes. So is a plugin. So the only thing that makes me think is that this thing is inside protected, right? I move it to public myself, so it looks like it is the opposite of what it should be. But I mean, I don't think I have to subscribe inside MIDI component, right? That would be so stupid. Yeah, add dynamic. Add dynamic. I mean, it doesn't show at all. Because add dynamic, it would be something like add dynamic. Ah, I lost it. I see. Yes, add the exactly. Add the dynamic. When another actor is destroyed. Exactly. When another actor is destroyed, I want to call on this guy, right? This function. Exactly. So it should absolutely be like this, right? And I want to call whatever function. Let's create a new random function. I mean, I don't know, request weather, just for fun, 1 second, okay? You should call this, right? So you are saying that even if it doesn't show up, in reality, I mean, it says that it's broken. Well, in theory, it says that also this one is broken, so. Until the dot generated is created, but a dot generated of that one should be. So in theory, that on MIDI event now should be calling this, right? The only thing that is a bit scary is the fact that it is declared as multicast. I don't understand why it says multicast. Multicast meaning just that it's broadcasting to multiple functions that are bind to it, or multicast meaning that the Unreal Engine multicast meaning that is sending it to all the players. Because in theory I already multicasted. Here I'm on the client side, I already multicasted to everyone, so. Okay, so it's the first one, right? Multicast means multiple listeners can register to. Okay, yeah. So multicast in that sense, not multicast server to client. It's compiling a lot. It's thinking about it a lot. Now, the only problem is that I have a number of parameters that I need to call. So this may give an error because this function is not a function that has the same parameters. Yeah, exactly. I think it did it though. Because now it's saying that it cannot convert. Yeah. Okay. It seems, yeah. Okay, that is nice. So yes, it's saying that it's not correct, but it is. Okay, so if now I add a proper function that is if now I add a proper function which is like this, right, to my player controller, right, and we can call it so this should be a u function. No, it should not be a u function. This is normal function. Normal function called by MIDI component on when a MIDI event is broadcasted. Okay, so if we call this let's call it on MIDI event, exactly the same, on MIDI event, right? And you should take MIDI event time blah, and in blah, right? I don't know if F MIDI event you can see it though, because it's inside another, but anyway, it's inside a plugin probably. So now if we call this instead of request weather, right? So now maybe it will say yes. If it's not multicast, the delegate can only have one listener. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking multicast in the other sense. And this is why I was a bit scared, because I was like, it's gonna send it to all the players again. You're thinking a lot. I want to try to move back the declaration of the delegate from public to private. No, from public to protected. And see if it compiles anyway. So if probably Unreal Engine is creating another middleware, let's say, another function, another bridge function, which is actually public, right? Maybe it is. But I don't know, because this is the thing that was protected on MIDI event was protected. So no, it failed. It failed. Why? Unresolved external symbol plane shift player controller base on MIDI event. Struct f MIDI event int. It doesn't like the int 32 or what? I don't know. Or maybe it doesn't see MIDI event. Because f MIDI event is actually part of the plugin, eh? It seems to see it in the generated. Ah, probably because it's just not implemented. Wait. It's just not implemented. It's not implemented, boys. It's not implemented. Let me go back to int32 exactly like it was. Yeah, it's just not implemented. I think that's why I complained. Did you find it? Yeah, I didn't define it. Yeah, right. So it was only seeing the declaration and not the implementation. So maybe that's it. Maybe that's it, boys. So now this will run on every client when you click on play, including yourself, yes. Wow, it takes forever to compile. Yeah, but it takes forever because we are changing plane shift, player controller base, and our player controller is included pretty much everywhere, so I still have a number of string copies, string tokenize. I will have to change them one day. There are some oh, one succeeded. Yay! Okay, let me just do the other change 1 second. Let me move back. Let me move back 1 second this on MIDI event from public to protected because it was here. Huh? He was here in protected. I think it was in protected because in the original plugin there were only subclasses of this component. They were actually using that broadcast. They were subclass. They were actually using that thing. But I don't know. Let's see. This is how it was originally. And I had to move it up to make it work. Bah, 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 bah. Bah, 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 bah. Wow, creating library. Are you telling me that our project is starting to become too big? Yeah, you see, failed. So the only way is to move. Yeah, cannot access protected member declare. So he has to be moved in public. There's no way. He has to be moved in public. It's okay. I mean, I don't care. I mean, it's fine. I've never been a fan of protected, so I'm fine. Okay, so this way in theory it works. So every time the beat is beating, every time the note is playing. Okay, IntelliSense. Right. We arrive here. So we can see if that is really working, but I think it is. So we will receive a MIDI event. Now the next step will be to actually play the note. So to play the note, we need to do what I was doing here in the blueprint, right? If I can do it in C++, I think is easier or not? Yes and no, because we have assets, we have a bunch of stuff. We have, I think that probably that side of the thing is easier if I keep it in blueprints, because actually we will have a bunch of music assets, so I basically need to redo all of this and all of this with all the notes, and it will expand even more in the future, right? So maybe including the trigger for the meta sound. So maybe okay, let me see if it works also the other way. Do you think I can do this? Do you think I can do on MIDI event BP where where on MIDI event BP is actually an implementable event. I don't know if we have a PS Music, but do we have a PS Music? Or I'm just creating another. No, we have PS Audio. PS Audio. Let's use PS Audio. Seems to be better. So do you think I can have this or not? Assuming I have everything const and end and const and end and whatever. I don't know if the int 32 will throw him off, but the idea would be to do it this way. So to have it with a blueprint implementable event, and then I go in my blueprint in player controller and I do my thing, right? That would be nice. Otherwise, if it doesn't work, we can just call the other method here and then we call our method again, but I think it should work, right? With a implementable event. Because that would be a bit easier for me, because I can keep all the same code. I can just copy it over from blueprint to blueprint. I don't have to go crazy and convert it all in C++. Even if this is kind of a code, it should run very, very fast. So I think that in theory would be better to do it in C++. Because when you have a node, it is like, you know, 50 milliseconds, maybe. But and there are 10 people playing instruments at the same time just because they want to see if they can crash the game. Personally, I just call on MIDI event BP from the zero. Yeah, we can also do that. I'm just trying to understand if it works. I hope it does. But obviously, it will have a different parameter. One will be const, the other is not const. So it may complain that the signature is not the same, right? Well, for sure it will complain that the signature is not the same. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's just saying that our thingy is not having the same signature, and so we cannot call it. But we can from here call the other one. I mean, it's not a big issue, right? passing in this event, oops, this event, this time, and this track ID, and this will actually work. I mean, it's an additional call for nothing, but no. No, wait. A media event BP. So this will be a bit easier for me. Yeah, I succeeded. So I think this will be called actually. So if this is called, assuming for a second it is called, then we need to copy this blueprint to our real project because it is a dummy project, right? It is a completely dummy project. So the first thing I would do, I would probably rename this meta sound source OK. I mean, I can also leave it like that, but so I need to copy this meta sound source OK. I need to migrate this to no, I think I want to migrate what? I want to migrate this wall thing. I want to migrate yeah, in theory I would like to migrate, well, but I think I can redo it. Think about it 1 second, because this will be the event that we get, right? This is the equivalent. So I would just have to copy this function, and then copy the meta sound. Yeah, I think it's enough if we move this. Why this meta sound is asking me to have a flute copied over? Because there is a bunch of tests that we did inside of this, huh? We did a bunch of tests. In reality, all of this is completely useless. Is there a default wave sound? I don't think so. Why? Okay. So if I save this, right, and I play, let me just see. Okay, it works. He has the click at the end, but we know why, right? We know why, so we don't care. So we export this guy, and we migrate it. I don't know why he has this flute A5 exported. I have no idea, but I would say I don't care. So let's put it in our real project now. In our real project. Where is our real project? Is here. No. It is the old one. We need to go in the 5.1. Okay, here. Okay, so we put it here. Migrating. Okay. So now we open our real project, and since we recompiled, we will see the new delegate on player controller, right? So in that delegate, I don't know if I want to go in the MIDI window or not. Probably not. I think we can just have it in the music section of I think player controller has a audio and music section. I think we can do it there. Let's see. Okay, so if we open our player controller, right, we have music and weather. We also have an audio and music. Weather and music, audio and music. Okay, if we go in audio and music, yes, where we already have the MIDI file. So now we should have an on MIDI event, right? Perfect. Okay, this guy basically is identical to the one that we had in our example, with the difference that is already generated by the proper track and whatever. So so what I need to do, I basically just need to copy this mess, which, I mean, this was pretty much a test, so it's not the greatest of all, but for now, let's say that we copy it. I will complain that play function is not there. Play song. Can I copy a wall function or not? This function, we put it where? We put it... boom. Play song function. Yes, correct. Okay, copy the function. That's very nice. Yeah, the only thing that you will not have, you will not have the notes, because the notes are... So for now, we don't care. We will play whatever. Ah, no, we have the flute, right? Let's play the... Exactly, let's play this, and then we will... and then we will change it. For now, we will just play this for every note. It's not a problem. And then we will change it with the real instruments in the future, right? Yeah, all of this will have to change anyway. But for now, is good. Okay. So we go back to audio music, and now that we have the sub function, we can copy the real function. Now the real function will complain because we don't have the two audio components. So these audio components are these two audio components do not exist. Okay. So I need to, so these two audio component meta source, I think they were just added to, yes, they were just added as component to this thing. So we should do the same. We should just add them for now on. The problem is that it cannot be player controller, because player controller, fuck. This is a problem. No, it's all wrong, it's all wrong. Fuck it. It cannot be player controller, because player controller is only existing for me. I have to go through... actor. Or I pass in a parameter that says who is the actor, right? Because it may be another player playing the song. Oh fuck, I forgot. I forgot. It cannot be. I mean, the reception can be on player controller. I don't have a problem with that. But I need to pass exactly emitter character. You see this emitter character? That is the guy that is actually playing the thingy. So I need to pass emitter character. Ay 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 ay. Cannot do it, huh? Ay 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 ay. No, I can't, because instead of this, I say emitter character. And instead of player controller, I say a whatever, PS character, right? We just need to move it. It's not in the right place, unfortunately. It's not in the right place. It's not in the right place. It's not in the right place. It's not. So this needs to go, all this needs to go on player character. So this needs to go on player character. It's fine, huh? It's not a big change. I mean, it's a change, but it's kind of easy to do. You just move it. Because it needs to come out of the proper player, right? Of the proper pawn, so that is the pawn playing the song, because we need two audio component on each player if they are playing together. So if multiple people are playing, we need all the audio component to be activated at the same time. I don't know if it will work actually, but I assume yes. I assume it will. If it doesn't, we have a big problem. So where do we put this? No idea. Let me just close the editor, because the editor now, how can he compile if he doesn't have the audio components? How can he compile if this do not exist? It's kind of interesting. This thing do not exist. They are variables that do not exist, and he's compiling. Okay. GG. Fine. Okay, so now we added this here and we added this here, right? So one is a blueprint implementable event, PS audio. Yeah, I think it should already be fine. Okay, let me try to recompile. So now we moved those two functions from player controller to characters. So the player controller is asking the server to play a song. So there is a guy that is playing a song, right? This guy is asking the server to play a song, and this is going through the player controller. Easy. Then from the player controller, we are multicasting to all the other players, passing in who is the emitter, right? And the emitter is me. And this is actually going through PS character, right? So it is PS character, and this is then finally playing, right? So it's similarly to when you cast a spell, or when you, so that you have to know who is the source, you know, of that spell. So we already do the same for pretty much everything. So yeah, this will be PS character, obviously not player controller, but fine. Now, if I could convert to C++ that blueprint, I think would be anyway a good idea. Because this thing is to be very, very fast. It needs to be very, very fast. Oops, one failed. Cannot access. On MIDI event, I put it under protected. Really? Are you serious? All of this is protected? Holy shit. Actually, the BP can be protected. This class, boy. This character class and the controller class are a mess. You can ask me, are you ashamed of that? Probably not, but I can tell you they are a mess. So in theory, I should create subcomponents, you know, for each function, and attach those components to the character and to the player controller. While at the moment, basically it's a flat list of functions. So this class is only the H file is 3000 lines, just to give you a sense. The class is 8000 lines. So yeah, well, actually there is another class in here, I don't know why. There is skill set inside character, which should also be separated to another file. But it is the way it was originally, and it's still here. Well, there are actually multiple. There is also stat set, character stats, skill buffable. They are all under PS character. Yeah, I think a refactoring would be nice, but you know, time is what it is. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. Ah, succeeded, huh? Succeeded. No, why I started the client? I don't want to start the client. I want to start the editor. Okay, so now we have it properly routed through PS character. And now player controller will complain, because obviously doesn't have that information. And so we open controller, we open, I'm too used to go to the first tab. I cannot really get my head around, you know, the new context menu, the new menu down here. Muscle memory wins. So if I go now in player controller, right, we don't need this function here anymore. So I need to copy this and I need to paste it somewhere in PS character. Fantastic. Then I need to create the local as we did on the other side. Ah no, he already copied also the local. Oh nice. He copied the local variable as well. Very good. Very, very good. Then we need to delete it from here and we need to move this on event, which will not exist anymore. Hello? Did we delete it? Yeah, we deleted it. How can he still... Yeah, it was not it's not existing, but he was still seeing it. Interesting stuff. So we go here. I don't know if we have an audio thing under PS character. Probably not. But I think I'm going to create it right now. Will be called audio and music. Even if it will be used practically, I think only for this MIDI thingy. But so now we have an on MIDI event, right? On character, right? Yes, exactly. And now we can connect this event. I just need to understand where it was connected. Time was connected here for sure. Track was connected here for sure. I don't know what is this. Ah, track 0. I wanted to have only track 0. Yes. Use only track 0. We don't allow multi-track MIDI. Okay, these two meta sound, if I compile, they should complain. Okay, they are complaining. Okay, nice. So we create a variable audio component. Now these two meta sounds, source 1 and source 2, we should create them. Yes. Yes. Maybe I will rename them though. I think I will call them meta sound MIDI, meta sound source MIDI. Well, anyway. Okay, so we go through this, we print this. So if the thing works, we will see this print out on the client. And then we will go in play song function. This will print even more stuff. And then it will do... Hopefully it will do the not... Yeah, but I think it will. Okay. I think it will do all of this. I think it will, boys. I think it will. Are you ready to test it? So the thing that we want to see, in theory, should already play, but only play one note. But at the moment, I'm not really focusing on him playing. I'm more focused on the fact that the whole thing, client to server, server to blueprint, is actually doing something, right? So that is what I want to happen. That our on MIDI event is actually called. That's basically what we need to check. Okay, so we will check step by step. In theory, we should arrive here. You think that wait, I think it's a wait. I think this is very stupid. I need to do this first, because if I added the you know, the broadcast, the delegate after starting, maybe I would lose some notes. I don't know. So I have to do that before, and then I start playing. Bind to MIDI component on MIDI event to call PS character to bind Bind. APS card midi event to midi component midi event. Okay, anyway. That. I mean, we are binding to play. We're binding to play. We are binding to play. Did I start it or not? I didn't, huh? The only MMO in existence on 511. Huh? The only MMO in existence. On 511. You didn't realize we were on 511? Is the 5 editor. You didn't recognize it, huh? I finished the migration a few days ago. Last week? No! I closed the one that I wanted to open. The 1st of March. So 5 days ago. 5 days ago. Look at this. Look at this. Huh? So the switch after the switch. So I switched Legacy to Unreal. And then I switched Unreal 4 to Unreal 5. Holy moly. Okay, this is our score. We're gonna play. You ready? Okay, nothing happened. How much do I have in musical instruments? $400. Something went wrong then, because in theory... Okay, let's do it again. Strange. Did the server crash or what? What? Wait a sec. Wait a second. What? What the? It worked only the first time? What do you mean? Ah, because I'm already playing. We didn't stop. So there is a check here. Yeah, it's stopping here. It's stopping here because I'm already playing. Yeah, exactly. Let's skip this check. Let's keep that check. Can play 1. Okay. So mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. There is a leftover. There is a leftover in the code. This is not score stats average duration, but is average note. Yeah. There was a leftover. No. Okay, so this now will be executed. This will go. Yeah, we don't stop the music, and so the character doesn't play because it thinks he's already playing. But apart from that, receive. No. No. I really want to see if this happens. I really want to see if this happens. Do you think it will? But it is on the client side, so we will not be able to debug it. We will just see the printout because we are debugging server at the moment. I mean, we can debug the client, but I'm saying that at the moment we have the server open in debug. And so we need to rely on the client doing his job. The only MMO on 5.1.1 in existence. Ha! Try to beat that. Try to make an MMO on 5.1.1 now, if you can. I've been on 5 for a while, so it didn't occur to me that it wasn't a new editor anymore. Ah, that's why, huh? What are the other things you can do with 5? A lot, Hula, and you will see in the future. I don't know why it changed all my text to be gray instead of white. It is one of the benefits that we got from all the text edit, all the edit boxes for some reason are a bit gray. And you have to change that. I have to change it. You will see, Hula, you will see. In the future we will do a lot of new stuff. A lot of new stuff. Okay. Okay, play. Okay. Go. Go. Uh-oh. 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 Well, for sure we reached the client. That's the good news. For sure we reached the client because it crashed. That's the good news. Now the bad news is that it crashed, but PS Unreal log, PS Unreal client. MIDI component start. No. Ay, 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 ay. Why MIDI component start? Unable to bind the delegate. So there are actually two crashes. So he crashed here. He crashed on MIDI component start, which is kind of problematic. But I hope that the most important one is here. It says unable to bind delegate on MIDI event. Function might not be marked as U function, or object may be pending kill. Yes, it's not marked as U function. Ah, it must? Okay. I think it's... why it compiled then? Okay, fine. Is not marked as U function. I don't think so. It's not. Why must be? You function what? You function anything or you function something or just you function? Delegate. Trying to understand if there is U function, whatever, or. I don't know. I would just say U function. I mean, it's not a U function implementable, blueprint, anything. It's just a function that Unreal Engine must be able to recognize. Anyway, I guess it will give us another error and we will fix it. It will say, U function must have read and write global. I don't know. Must have public client. Must have. Okay. Fine. Compiling. Compiling. We changed the function in PS character. And that's something heavy. That's something heavy. I resolved a lot of warnings, but still there are. Still there are a number. Like anim sequence, get anim notifies, use the other anim notify. But anyway, I mean, it's not for now, but yeah, there are some deprecated thingies. Okay, it compiled, boys. That's the good news. So let's start it again. So now will be a U function, and hopefully it will work. Hopefully it will work. The conversion to Unreal Engine 5 has been, on one side, less painful than I was thinking. But on the other side, it took me a bit because I tried to go war partition. And war partition doesn't work for us at the moment. So Took me quite a bit to realize that I had to go back to work composition. And I went back and forth a bit. And then we had that problem on the lights. And I want to see if with the lights fixed, the performance becomes better. I really hope so. I think at the moment there are so many dynamic lights in the game that the performances of the game are basically dead. By the way, my renovation, guys, is basically finished. You know that I was doing renovation. I changed all my windows and I painted all the walls again. And my house is still a bit messed up, but I still have I still have a bit of stuff around, you know. Like some furniture is not in the right place, but the next days, slowly, I'm going to move it back. We just let it go. Boom. It crashed, boys. It crashed anyway. No, this is not that. Fatal error. Receive musical sheet implementation start. Ay. This is inside the MIDI edit, the MIDI thing, yeah. Ay. This is a tough one. Because this is inside the plugin, right? This is inside the plugin. MIDI component 312. So I think I didn't initialize something properly. So maybe I didn't initialize. Wait a second. Did I? What was that? What you are redeeming the alpha access? You have it already. You wanted to see if it was still possible? I should remove it, by the way. I should remove that thingy. You just wasted 8,000 points, Ula. That's fine. You have so many. But I guess you can do it. So, did we arrive here? No, we didn't even arrive here, right? So we stopped. We stopped where? We stopped in player control. Yeah, we stopped in player controller. So here we are client side, right? Here we are client side. We are loading the MIDI component with the music. Then we are binding and then we are starting. Now it seems that this start is expecting more initialization from this component. That's very possible. This load from array may not be enough to actually enable the thingy. So let me understand. MIDI component 312. So what is missing? Processor start get world. Do you think it's get world that is missing or is processor that is missing? Maybe it's the processor that is not initialized. Maybe it's the processor that is not initialized. Even if I do a new, I do a new MIDI component. I do new object MIDI component, but I'm not completely sure that this is really initializing everything that it should initialize. Let me see where this processor is initialized. Processor set listener. Who's initializing this guy? Processor load. Load asset. Yes, load asset is the one that he's using. And load file. No. Load from array. Yeah, load from array is the one that we are using. Right? So in theory, yes, we are feeding processor in the same way. So we are feeding processor in the same way. Now the data may be wrong, but we don't get any error on the... We don't get any error here. Right? I think we need to start the client in debug and see a bit what is going on, because I want to understand if it's the processor that is broken or what else. There might be something else, you know. It's a pity though, because I really hoped that this was enough, you know. If this is not enough, means there is something inside the plugin that needs to be initialized better or in a different way, you know, to make this thing work, and that may not be trivial. Because I can. Yes, you can. You will be the last one to redeem it though, because I have to remove it. Otherwise someone may waste, you know, a lot of points for nothing, right? I have to remove it. I have to remove it. It was a nice sound though. Streamlabs. Hula jump, you have 106,000 points. More than the bots. This guy is a bot. You have more points than a bot. Insane. Let me remove the alpha. Do I want to make it not visible? If I make it not visible, does it mean that you cannot redeem it anymore, or it just that it's not in the list? Hide. I don't know. Let me try, because I can. It seems it's not. It seems it's not working right. So if I hide it, it's not happening. Okay, good. Yeah, there was a bunch of other breakpoints that I put, you know, I don't know when. Wow. Processor is get world that is broken or what? You actor component get world. What the fuck? Is failing on get world. Is failing on get world. Well, yes, because my object is not owned by anyone. Can I... How do I... But is an actor component? MIDI component is an actor? What? Holy shit. Why is an actor? So I need to place it in the world. I don't want to. Why is an actor? Just to tick? I mean, can be a U object, but an actor seems really a lot. Yeah, it's failing on get world. Because plane shift official alpha cost 8,000 points, you only have 3,010. Holy shit. Okay, so in reality it worked. I have no idea. So basically the plugin requires the MIDI component, because we use the MIDI component only for loading the file, right? And then playing the file. Probably though inside tick, I guess inside tick is where it's doing the whole thing, right? Yeah. So this thing really is an actor and needs to tick. Can you have something that ticks that is not an actor? No, eh? Okay, so we need a way. I mean, or we change the get world. I can change this thing. I mean, I understand it's a plugin, but I can do what I want with it, right? So we could initialize. So when we call MIDI component initialization, I could pass my player as I can do load component set owner or something like that. I can do a load component set outer actor. I don't know. There are a million. What is the get outer, set outer? No, I cannot set outer. But I can create a new variable and we just get the world from there. And we can get the world from the emitter character, right? So do we want to do that? Because I don't want to place this thing into the world. But I guess the other question is, if I don't put it into the world, will it disappear? Will be garbage collected, eh? Will be garbage collected, eh? And then I can attach it to a player. Let's attach it to the player. I don't know what to say. I think it's the easiest. We create a new variable on player and we attach it there. Because here we are already on the client, right? And we are inside. Again, the same mistake. The same mistake. No, it's the good mistake. No, it's good. It's good. No, it's good. We are in the player controller of one of the players, but we have the emitter character, right? So at this point, we need to attach this component to the emitter character. So I could I could do something like set the problem is that I don't know if I can. New MIDI component. So we have two problems, okay? We have two problems. The first problem is to just avoid this thing from crashing. And that's, I would say, fairly easy if we set, if we create a new function that is called set current world, right? And we call it. And so instead of get world, we get the current world. Okay, so that I can do is an easy change. I think is also a good change somehow. Even if an actor in theory should be inside a world, but I don't care. I will leave my actor outside the world. Do you think that get world is actually reading if the component is attached to a character? Because then the other problem that we have is that if I don't attach it anywhere, that component will be garbage collected. And so it will disappear. And so to solve that problem, I have any way to attach it to a player somehow or somewhere, right? There's no way. I have to do it. So this means that I need to create another variable on PS character. Oh my god, another variable on PS character. I already have 3,000 millions variables. But in theory, there should be here, you know, a player, whatever, a UMIDI component, right? A UMIDI component, MIDI component. And we will basically assign it no. We will basically so emitter whatever. MIDI component. We should be in public. But anyway, so we will assign it this way. Do you think that if this variable is actually a component, it will automatically get the world from the parent or not? Then I don't know. I think not, because it's not a I don't know, maybe yes. Yes or no? I have no idea. I mean, in theory, is a U object attached to our player. So, but I don't know exactly how it works. If he requires that to be declared as a U property. Maybe you need it as a U property to actually be considered part. Come on, I wanted to see a note. I wanted to hear a note. A note playing. One failed. Why? MIDI component is not accessible? What do you mean? MIDI component cannot be modified because it's being accessed through a const object. Holy shit. Oh my god. Because it's... Yeah, because it's going through replicate, because it is replicated client side, and he's saying like you cannot change my you cannot change a piece of PS character that is being replicated. But why? I mean, okay. So we cannot edit, we cannot set a property. Why? Why we cannot do it? I don't understand. So if I do a set something, it will not allow me to do it? If I do set whatever. Hey, I understand that is a const, but I still need it. I still need to change it. I understand it's a const, but so what? I mean, it must be a const because there is an implementation thing, you know. There is a replicated, is an RFC whatever. So I cannot remove the const, right? I don't think I can, right? Because it's the standard way, right? Is the standard way. I cannot, I don't think I can change it. If you want to do horrible things, you can mark the variable as you want to change it as mutable. No, I think I mean, on the client side, you know, because okay, the character is replicated from the server to the client, and so he's trying to find the pointer, and I understand that, right? And so this is const because, but at the same time, I need this actor not to be garbage collected, right? So I can do the trick of that I'm doing with the queue thingy, right? To add it to the root of whatever, so it's not garbage collected. Where is my event manager? I mean, I can do this. And then we will have to remove it ourselves though, huh? But in theory I could do this. Because we have two problems. One problem is that if I create it like this on the fly, I think it will get destroyed. Because he's an actor, eh? He's an actor. So we want this to leave. The problem is that when the song is finished, we will have to remember to remove it. And to remove it, I think it is what? It is something like remove from root. Yeah, remove from root, right? So it is one part of the problem. The second part of the problem is that we don't have a valid world, right? We don't have a valid world. So what I was thinking is I had bad experience with add to root. If you want to stop something from being garbage collected, usually add a variable. For me, it works perfectly because we use it for in-game events, and we are generating millions. So, and it never failed. I'm regenerating a lot of events. The whole game is based on events, right? So I'm generating thousands a second or whatever. So, and they are all using the add to root, remove from root. I don't know. Maybe because that object is a simpler object. This is an actor, it will not work. I don't know. The other one is just a U object. This one is an actor object. But or I put it in the world. Yeah, I can also spawn it, but I don't want to spawn something that I don't need, right? I don't want to spawn something that I don't need. I don't know why he's an actor, but I think he's an actor because he needs to tick. I think because he needs to tick. Add to root usually stops you from being garbage collected, but I've gotten game crashes if the system tries to garbage collect and find something in the root set that it thinks you shouldn't be in the root set. For me, it never crashed. And again, I'm generating millions of those. Maybe the reason is that my other object is just a U object, is not an actor. This one is an actor. Maybe this one will be more annoying with the add to root. But what is the other way? The other way is to add a variable with U property to the owner class. I was trying to do it, but it's const. This is exactly what I was trying to do. The problem is that it's const. I was doing that, but it's const, so I cannot do it. GG! 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 I don't know if I'm doing something that is actually correct, but we will see. We will see. We will see, boys. I don't know. But we can only try. Also, this is a bit weird, I have to say. So setting the world this way... I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if this is good. Probably not. But it's fine. Oh my god, it's in 1 million places. No, only 2. Oh. Only 2. Okay. Well, I don't know. I think that code is a bit dirty, yeah. I mean, it's not very clean, but I think the original problem is that this MIDI component is actually an actor. It doesn't have an owner. It does not have an owner. I can set an owner, but I think it would be the same as doing what I did now, right? I'm setting the world into it, but it doesn't have an owner. Maybe it should have an owner. At the moment it doesn't. It's created like this, you see. It's new object, load, go. start, right? So it doesn't have an owner. I can set an owner. I mean, for sure the owner of that thing is the emitter character. That's for sure. Can I set the owner? I don't think so. Owner, owner. I can get the owner, but I cannot set the owner. Because I think that the owner is given by whatever, if he's a component of an actor. Hello, Vash. How's the game, dev? I mean, it's going great. We are on 5.1.1. We are the only MMO in the world to be on 5.1.1 production. The only in the world. I how to say in English? I challenge. Yeah, I challenge anyone else to create an MMO in 26 days, considering that 5.1.1 was out 26 days ago. So it's pretty good to you know, it's pretty good to be the only MMO in existence on 5.1.1. Okay, I'm working on music and MIDI files, and because we want our player to be able to play music in the game. We are famous for useless features, by the way. So Umidi component, load component, new object, Umidi component, emitter char. Ooh, really? Do you think so? That would be very nice. Do you think it will solve the mess? And will automatically not garbage collected? That would be very, very nice if that's the case. Not 100% on that, but okay, let's see if my dirty way works first. And if it doesn't, we do the, well, maybe we also do that one. I think we do both and see the one that crashes the less. What are you working on, Team Vash, these days? The dirty way. What are you doing, Vash, on your MMO? It's loading, it's loading. Don't lose your faith. Oh no, fuck. Sorry, I launched 2 clients. I launched 2 clients. No, it's correct. It's correct. Wait. It's correct. It's still loading. No, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's loading. It's loading. It's loading. It's loading. It's loading. Just a matter of. It's just a bit slow. The server in debug mode is a bit slow. Okay. Now. I have Max build our web page so people can create their account for the game. Ooh, very nice. I was thinking to create the account in the game. We also have an account. You go in, you know, you go here, you know, you say like sign in, create account, right? So we have a web page to create the account. But I was thinking, isn't it better to do it in game or not? What is going on? Didn't crash. Wait. The good news is that it didn't crash. Now... Why didn't... because now... But yeah, in theory... No? No. What? I have to... It didn't crash though, but it didn't play. Meaning this bind event... This MIDI event was never executed, huh? MIDI event was never executed. No. I mean, it seems we are not reaching the client somehow. How is this possible? Do we print something here? We don't print anything here. Can we print something so at least we know that we reached this, you know? Let's print something because, but anyway, I mean, I'm in debug, but I had the debug disabled. But it seems that it goes through this, but and then we add dynamic, and then we say start. But but it seems it's not playing. In theory, I could debug also the MIDI component, because when it does the, I mean, we have the code where it's actually sending the broadcast, right? There is an on MIDI event, yeah, this one, right? So this is the point where he's actually doing the actual broadcast of, so if he's coming here, it means that, but probably he's not coming here. I think our component is not starting for whatever reason, maybe because it's not in the world. Even if the start, you know, the start should I mean, it must be somewhere here, right? But I think I think the big difference is that the object, in the example, the object was spawned into the world. The only way to play our game is to go to the web page, create an account, buy the game, and then download. Yes, but what I'm saying is that you can do the same inside the game, no? I mean, there is a browser component even in Unreal. So you could have the browser component inside a game. Or you could have, you know, the HTTP calls from the client from a completely custom UI. I don't know, I was thinking about it. I was thinking like, would a player, you know, really go to the web page, do the thing, or he will just download it and try to play and then get frustrated because he needs to register, he doesn't know where to register, and is getting annoyed by that, right? Because you lose a player in 10 seconds, huh? You lose a player in a blink of an eye. My game is not available on Steam. Yeah, same for us. We are not on Steam. We are not on Steam, but I think the reasoning still is an option, right? If you want to do it directly from the game, or if you want to do it from a website. You are trying to play a sound, spawn an actor. Yeah, but this is not the sound that we are trying to do. I mean, it's a bit long to explain, but we have our actor, right? So our player is our player, but the MIDI component is only used to generate MIDI events, nothing else. So that is what we use it for. What is going on? So yeah. So we use this MIDI component only to generate MIDI events. So it only needs to tick, nothing else. We don't care where it is in the world, right? It could not exist in the world. But this MIDI component, I think, was designed originally to be an actor, and maybe, and in their example, I think it is spawned. I mean, I'm 100% sure it is spawned in the level, right? But if I can, I would like to avoid spawning stuff in the level. But you may say, well, but if you don't spawn it, it doesn't tick. Yeah, that's possible. That it may be the current problem, huh? That is not ticking. Maybe at the moment it's just not ticking because it's not spawned. In that case, I will spawn it. I will spawn it in 000. I don't know where I will spawn it. 000, by the way, is the Draken plane. Is where you find all the orphan objects of the game. Yeah, I have the problem that the UI opens even if... Yeah, you see, we go through this. 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 And we start. The problem is that I think this start... If it's not running, stop. What do you mean if it's not running, bro? What? I will skip this. No, we timed out. What do you mean if it's not running? M processor is running. Running. Do I need to set it as running or something? I mean, it's a bit weird, you know, that the start function, this is a start function. Start. If it's not running, stop. Bro, is a start function? Is a start function? What do you mean if it's not running, stop? I mean, for sure it's not running. I'm starting it. But anyway, after stop, it goes, because you can restart. This stop anyway is continuing here, right? It's continuing here. Oh, fuck, I did a mistake. Mistakes were made. Let me reconnect. Let me reconnect. Okay. So I press play. Right? It's doing stop, but we don't care about the stop. We don't care because it's going through, right? It's going through. If not in background, processor start. You see that it's actually starting the processor. But then it's never processor start. What is this processor start doing? If it's running, return. Okay, delta tick, listener on start. I don't know, it's doing a million shit. The only point is this ticking? I think it's not ticking. That is our problem. This thing is not ticking, boys. Tick component. Yeah, it's not ticking. It's not ticking because it's not spawned. No, it's running is because you can restart it. So if you say start and it's already running, no, I don't know. But anyway, okay. Yeah, it's not ticking. It's not ticking. It's not ticking. Why is not ticking? Why is not ticking? I need this thing to tick. Tick enabled. Enable tick. Set tick enabled. Set tick. Set tick group. Set tick. Receive tick. Is component tick enabled? Is component tick enabled? No, set component tick. I mean, what? Tick enabled. Set component tick enabled. True. Aha! Now it will work. Now it will work. You have to do that in the constructor. Holy moly. In the constructor. The constructor? There is can ever tick through. Set this component to be initialized when the game starts. To be ticked at every frame. You can turn these features off to improve performance. Can ever tick. Bah. Tick interval 0. What do you mean tick interval 0? But I don't want to change this. Also because I don't want him to tick immediately. I want it to tick only when I want it to tick. But 0 seems to be a pretty bad number. No? I think it should be something else, not 0. Mysteries, mysteries, mysteries. Zero could be the default for as fast as possible. Okay. No, I don't want it to tick. I want it to tick when we want it to tick. Even if I'm just creating it there, so I'm doing new object. But because I'm using it in other parts of the code, and I don't need it to be, and I don't need that to be valid ticking, right? Because we use part of this code just to load the MIDI file and to check if it's valid. So in that case, I don't want him to tick. But there are other cases where I want him to tick, so I don't know, he's always a mess. Zero 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 the ethereal plane. Yeah, the 000 for us is in the Draken plane. And if you go there, you find a bunch of random items they couldn't get. It's false, huh? Bro, it's not ticking. Even with tick enabled, yes, is not ticking. I have a breakpoint on tick component. What the fuck? Yeah, now I'm already playing, and so it doesn't allow me to play again. Fuck it. Yeah, it's not basically it's not ticking. Okay, so we are doing this wrong, boys. We need to spawn it into the level, I guess. I think we need to spawn it into the level. I think that if he's not into the level, it doesn't tick. You want me to try the the owner thingy? Object outer. Yeah, it's the outer object, yes. We can do outer object emitter char. Why not? But it seems he doesn't like it. He doesn't like it. Why? Want it like this? Doesn't like it at all. Probably because it's const. GG, this freaking const. Ah, Jesus. Jesus. You object pointer outer. Bro, get object, get pointer, get underlying point, get me. Get the outermost object. Good job. We tricked him. We tricked him. Easy. This code will crash like a boss. This is like experimenting with Frankenstein, you know? It's like, oh, let's try to add a new arm. And let's see. Let's try to add a new arm and let's see how it works. Get world? Get world is also a good idea. No, but we could do get world there, right? Because we are inside a player controller. So we could do get world. I think this is what you meant. But you didn't. But it was anyway a good idea. Even if I would prefer if it's owned by this emitter character. Because when this emitter character is destroyed, would be nice if also this component get destroyed, right? I think it would be nice. So basically I have to set this MIDI component. So if I want to do it right, I have to create a component inside my character. Set it server side, get it replicated. But it seems to be very stupid. Why have to replicate something that I don't need to be replicated? That thing needs to exist only on the client. Why I need to have a MIDI file ticking on the server side, you know? It's completely stupid. I need that MIDI file to be only on the client. Ah, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Jesus Team Sweeney. Okay. So, I don't know exactly what we are doing here, but the only thing that we want to know if this component is actually tick enabled or not. Let me just go and see what happens. It's still not ticking at all. It doesn't give a shit about ticking. Are we sure that the tick 000 is correct? Because I think that this guy is disabling ticking. I think this guy at the beginning... No! I think this guy... I think this guy at the beginning is disabling ticking for whatever reason. This tick interval... Let's see this beautiful documentation. The frequency in second at which this tick function will be executed. If less than or equal to 0, then it will tick at every frame. Okay. Yeah, documentation actually... This time he had remarks, because usually there is only this line, right? There's only this line. But now there was a remarks. They was telling us, well, you know, when it's 0... It ticks every frame. So why the fuck is not ticking? I think a component are not ticking if it's not spawned into the world. Unreal component not ticking. Not spawned. I don't know. Everyone is confused about this ticking thingy. No one is asking about it. Everyone is avoiding tick as much as they can. But anyway, the end result is not ticking. Okay, GG. GG is not ticking. So how do we make it? How do we make it? I think you can set group. You can set ticking group or whatever, but... So the only difference between my code now and the example that works is that we are not spawning this thing into the world. That's the only difference. So for sure, that's the reason, right? So, okay. So, okay. So if I want to spawn actor... Right? If I want to spawn actor, get world spawn actor, blah 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 blah. If I want to spawn, wait. Okay, let's assume that now I want to spawn it. Okay. So I want to spawn. Can I spawn a component without an actor? I don't think I can. I don't think I can spawn a component without an owner. I cannot put a component inside a world if there is no... I mean, all this is rigged in a way that is not what we need. All this is rigged in a very stupid way. Can I have a U object? Can I transform that guy into a U object and just have it tick? Because I think we are doing something that we don't need. You could put a MIDI component on every character as a default sub-object and then use get component. But I would like to do it only if... you know, we have 1,500 NPC. Why I need to spawn 1,500 MIDI component when they will never play an instrument, you know, in their life, you know? I mean, I can place the variable, yes. Null, yes. But... So that is the example, right? That is the example where everything works. So the difference in this example, and then unfortunately I will have to go. Fuckerinos, it's already midnight. The only difference, right, is that this MIDI player, which contains the component, no. Where is the... Wait, where is the MIDI thingy? The MIDI thingy is... MIDI player is derived from asset player. Asset player is derived from actor. Asset player is derived from actor. MIDI player is derived from that. But where is my MIDI component? I think this guy is a MIDI component. No? Ah, MIDI, here it is. Yeah, is a component. Yeah, is here. Is really a component of an actor, and the actor is spawned into the level. So that's the way it is. That's the way it is. As we were thinking, right? As we were thinking from the beginning. So is a component inside an actor, and that actor is actually spawned. So I mean, this is what I was trying to do at the beginning, but then I had the const problem. You know, because I said, look, I have it here. I have it here. Look, MIDI component inside PS character, right? PS character. I said, I'm going to add my MIDI component, right? This is what I was doing 1 hour ago. 1 hour ago. And I said, I have my MIDI component. Very nice. Now, when I receive the message client side, right? Client side, I receive the message that I need to play some stuff. I have my emitter character, and on my emitter character, I mean, why I cannot set this component on emitter character is so stupid. There must be a way. There must be a way to get the object. There must be a way to get the object. I mean, it's impossible that in a replicated function I can also, because, you know, if I was on the blueprint, I could do it. In the blueprint, I could do it. You know, I do it a million times. So that function, which is receive musical sheet implementation, is the same as any function that I call replicated to client, right? And when I'm replicating the client, I can actually use any variable. So it means that that variable is getting translated by the code. There is a trick here that they don't tell us, but 100% is like that. 100% is like that. If I take, look, if I take my player controller generated, if I open player controller generated, and I take any function, why so small? Player controller. It's in the CPP, yeah? Because there is the CPP as well. But anyway, what I want to say is that is that the CPP as well? Player controller, yeah, this one. So if I take, yeah, the point is that this thing is unreadable. It's completely unreadable, but when I go client side, for example, any implementable event, yeah, that's probably the difference. That if it's an implementable event, probably if it's an implementable event like this one, give me an implementable event with a PS character. Implementable event with a PS character. There should be one. No? Yes, with this one, a actor. This one, for example, right? Activate marker on selected object. So if I go into this shit and I search activate marker on selected object, right? Is creating a structure with the pointer. You see that it's not const. It's not const. So when it's an implementable event, it's not const probably. I don't know. But internally, when I use it from blueprints, it works perfectly. Yeah, if I remove the const, I think it will never work. Because I think he needs that for whatever reason. Sorry, I'm lost now. What I'm searching this. I think it's just how the implementation... Come on, bro. Receive, play, musical sheet, okay? Player controller base, fine. I go in the H file, okay, see. If I do this, I think it will not... Because it's passing all this stuff by reference. I mean, I can leave that array as const, but... Okay, let's try like this. I think he will complain that he doesn't find the function because he's searching the function with the const. Usually when you do this in replicated methods, he's saying that he cannot find the replicated thingy. It gives you like a missing external, you know. Wait, I have stuff running. I mean, if it compiles, right, we solve our problem, I think, because we will just associate, we create a new component and we associate it to that character, and then I hope it start to tick. I think he will, because I think the character is taking and he's sending the tick to all his child components. I hope it compiles, but unfortunately I think it will not. But no, the component on the character is not there. Is empty. So I will new object, blah blah blah, and then associate it to the character. Yes. Let's see if it compiles. If it compiles, okay, it compiled. It compiled. So maybe it's an option that you can use the const or not in the non-blueprint, because in blueprint implementable event you have no choice. If you remove the const, it's complaining. But on this one, because this one is a client function, you see, is a client. It's not a blueprint implementable event. It's a client function. So I think it's likely different. So maybe on this one you can avoid it. So if we can avoid it, you know, we can, I mean, we can still use this. Right? We can still do this if this one we consider is outer. But then we can say what? We can probably remove this. We can say attach to character, right? And the attach to character will just be emitter whatever MIDI component equal to our guy, right? Is this attach? Is this enough? I don't know if I have to do attach component, but because I think there is a function that is called attach, but I think attach component is not something else. No, I think it's okay. We set this component to be this, right? And then we add the dynamic event and we do all the shit. But anyway, it's interesting, because it's revealing new possibilities. Okay, the only thing we want to see is that it's ticking, because this is our current issue. It is not ticking. At the end, it's super simple. I mean, the complex part is reading the MIDI file. It's not having this guy tick, right? So the complex part was everything else, not the tick. But anyway, this is the last test that I really need to go. Really. Okay, the server is starting. The client is up, is waiting for the server. What is this mess? There is a... I think there is mess that you can redeem. Mess. I think.
What is this? Spaghetti code?
There's a bit of a spaghetti. What a... Drum roll!
What a mess.
What a mess. Okay, we click on this. And we just let it go. Fuck, it's not ticking. The bitch is not ticking. It's not ticking. It is not playing. So we arrived in start. And we did processor start.
This can't be happening.
But we don't tick. So even if my character is spawned, right? But this component somehow is not.
I never would have believed it if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
Yeah, I agree. So maybe this thing needs to be a U property or something. I don't know why my component doesn't tick. That's the question. Why my component doesn't tick? Fucking shit. Why doesn't tick? I tried register component tick function true, but then it crashed on begin play. I fixed it. Not sure what the correct way of doing, but I added my component register component. Similar was simply to add to have a read and begin play function and not call the super begin play inside of it. Discuss Avoc in your component with your component setup. Super begin play. I don't know if we have a super begin play. I can check, but begin play. Do we have a begin play? Yeah, super begin play is here. So it's not that. I forgot to call super start play. And tick component is never called. It's been a while. Create default sub object, register component. Tick enable true. Okay, let's try this register component. Check this guy. Ah, but you need to register the component inside the constructor of the actor.
Little miscalculation.
A little miscalculation. A little miscalculation. Everything exploded. But anyway. Yeah, I can register the component, but if it's not initialized yet, boys. Do you understand that? Can I register the component after and not in the constructor? Because this is what I need. I mean, why did it such a mess? What a mess. What a mess. Why this thing is such a mess? Holy shit. Why cannot it just be simple? I don't know. I mean, I can register it, but you think that register is putting into a list of stuff that should tick? Ah, Jesus. Jesus. One failed. No, one failed because this is open. Don't fear. There is still a chance. I mean, it's midnight 35. Can I hear one sound? I want to hear one sound, like fee. One freaking sound, come on. 1 million lines of code, it cannot play a sound.
will find a way to set things right.
I will. Maybe you will. Let's see. You're spending a lot of points, tonight? You're spending a lot of points. What a mess. There was Duke, You are too young, but to have played Duke, but Duke was a great game. You have 1,700 points, yeah. Yeah, you can do a lot with 1,700. Hula has 100,000. Yeah, but has 100,000 also because he gambled something. You can gamble the points. I mean, they are not really stable points. People can gamble for it. Okay, last test and then GG. I mean, I cannot stay.
You broke it, didn't you?
No, it's not broken at all. It's perfectly functional. It's perfectly functional. Look at this beautiful code. Look. New object, load from array, set world. Set world is a bit funny now, but in theory we could remove the set world now. Component tick enabled through register component. Everything is loading. We need to wait the server to be ready. Server is not ready, it's loading maps. Holy shit, you gamble 1,000, you have now 3,690. Oh my god. What a mess. What a mess. No, okay, let's see. You flexing your points. Can we please have the server startup? Waiting on static mesh. Why you wait on static mesh that we don't use it? Waiting on static mesh. I don't understand why he's doing this waiting on static mesh only on some of the meshes. Mysteries, really. Mysteries revealed. Okay, play. Do something. Ah, it's ticking! It's ticking! It's ticking!
And there it is!
He's playing. I mean, we don't hear the sound, but he played. We didn't hear the sound though. Why? No.
Simple pleasures for a simple man.
Simple pleasure for a simple man. That's a very good one, huh? Simple pleasure for a simple man is fantastic.
And his work has just begun.
No, this work is nearly finished. Because now it's freaking ticking, boys. It is ticking. It is ticking. It is. We received the notes. Why is not playing though? Why we didn't hear the sound? That could be... we didn't hear the sound. Very strange. Maybe executed every... Come on. Load up. Okay. I removed the breakpoints, no? Well, the majority of the breakpoints. You see, note. Yeah, but he's playing. So we have on the client the thing playing. Now it's not playing because I did some stupid stuff on the... No, the MIDI file is not empty. All the notes and everything. So I did some stupid stuff on the editor, but now I absolutely need to go. Because the time is way past the time I should be here. But I think we did it. Because now we are playing everything. And now there are only two things that we will check tomorrow. Is if we can remove...
Good night.
Bye-bye. We can check if we can remove the set world. Probably we can. We can check if we can remove the... No, that's it. Just this one.
You've
probably
done
can be
well.
removed. Okay, boys. Yeah, tomorrow I think we will finally play, but it's basically working, huh? It's basically working. So if you want to help, you can click on follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, and also you can check our fantastic Patreon site, which is patreon.com/planeshift, where you can get some hugs. No, you can get some stuff that I post sometimes. I don't have a lot of time to post stuff, but sometimes I post things, and you can support us, and you can play the game and whatever. Okay, let's see if Team Vash is streaming. Since they raided us, maybe they are. Obviously they are. And so we will go there. So we will go to Team Vash, say hello when you join the channel, and see you tomorrow. Bye. Bye.